Hey brew tubers, I'm back. And tomorrow I'm going to be brewing an all grain brew, but first I want to make my yeast starter today. Creating a yeast starter just takes a few things. First off is I have my pot that I'm going to boil the wort in, and then we got our water. Now I'm going to use 4 cups of water, or that's 1 quart of water, and then we're going to take the dry malt extract and mix in a 1/2 cup. Also, you have to have your, of course, your airlock. And in this bottle here is actually some washed yeast that I have that I'm going to use in my starter. Today I just went out and bought this flask. Okay guys, we have the 4 cups of water. It's almost boiling, so just before it's boiling, we're going to add the dry malt extract. I still have one of my wife's whisks, so I'm just going to use this to break up the dry malt. Now remember, when you're doing this, when it starts to boil, it just like your regular wort, it's going to try to boil over. So I'm using this one because it's really good at breaking up the bubbles. And once we get this boiling, we're going to boil it for about 15 minutes. Then the last 5 minutes, I'm going to put the lid on it just to make sure that we sterilize everything in there with the steam. So I'm going to continue to whisk this, and we'll be back to you in about 15 minutes and show you the rest of the process. Now that our wort is done, I'm going to put this in an ice bath. And as you go into have it going in the ice bath, you just continue to kind of feel it to see if it's warm. You know, at about 113 degrees, that's when most people, when they touch it, feel it's hot and pull their hand off. So you can kind of use your hand to feel if it's at the right temperature. My wort is now out of the ice bath, and now I have my flask and my funnel, and I'm just going to pour the wort into the funnel. Now all this stuff has been sanitized. We just pour this in. Now that I have the wort in here, I have this bottle with my washed yeast from my last batch. This is American Ale 2 Y yeast. I shake it up to get the yeast back into suspension, pop the cap, and then pour it in. Last step is just to add my fermentation log. I don't have one of those fancy stir plates, so I just every once in a while just come over here and swirl it a little bit just to keep the yeast in suspension. This is going to be ready for my batch tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow, and I'll show you what I'll be cooking up.